So, last time in Lestara's journey, it didn't happen that very much, I'd say, but we learned a lot about the world. It centered around her mystical exploration, especially about this tree that is in the middle of her village. This abandoned tree that no crows roost in, and apparently that is an ancient. Uh, in in the lore of this world, ancients are a bit like ancient spirits of the world, primordial spirits, titans. They are on that level, and their children are the firstborn. So she had a bit of talk with the tree. The tree didn't really talk. It was more it more communicated visions to her. Visions of being alone, uh, and wanting to return to others of its kind. So apparently there are more than one ancient of wood, wood and ancient, old woody. Uh, but apparently it was a taxing experience. She hovered around death for a while, but luckily her companion and now proper asset, Basira, the shepherd she saved, managed to nurse her back. She then confronted her master. That didn't go as expected, and may have called him a fair amount of foul things for holding out on her and not telling her everything she needed to know. So, in the end, she broke it off with him and decided to head off into the greater world. And as she and her companion Basira began their journey, the last session ended, and that's where we'll continue. But first, we do have to move back a little bit because I forgot to make the abandon vow move. So, yeah, there have come a bunch of new things from Delve. So, unfortunately, I removed that. Oh. And unfortunate. So I think it was a dangerous vow. Let's say it was dangerous. Because when you forsake a vow, you clear the vow and endure stress. So dangerous, she suffers 2 spirit. Oh boy. And now we have to make the endure stress move. So yeah, endure stress. I didn't do it last time, so time to do it. Moves, and then we can just click here on suffer move. Endure stress, suffer minus spirit. We suffer -2 momentum because we have no spirit. So our momentum is at -1. This journey could have ended far, far better. Well, it could have begun far better. Then roll Spirit or Heart, whichever is higher. Heart is higher because Spirit is 0. Suffer moves, endure stress. Let's roll it. Heart. The modifier. On miss, you suffer -1. Roll on the Oracle. Yes, we are going to roll on this Oracle. So, first of all, we're going to need to lower our momentum. Negative momentum means that whenever we roll a 2, that dice is ignored. So if you are at 0 spirit, you must mark shaken or corrupted, or roll on following table. We're going to roll on that table. Or D1, a D100, and it's an 89. You persevere. Good. So we are angry, we are annoyed, and we are out in the wilderness, unprepared. It is a bad situation we are in. However, when your bond is tested for conflict, betrayal, or circumstance, our bond with our old master is tested. Conflict, yeah. Betrayal, not really, but definitely conflict. Roll plus heart. Just to see how our new relationship with our old master is. So, test bond, a modifier. Do you see this? Opportunity. So, first of all, it's a strong hit. So, yeah, this test has strengthened your bond. Choose one. I think we are going to take the 2 momentum. Just to make sure that it's at 0 at least. And then it is an opportunity. Apparently our master was pleased with our determination to go on. Oh. Fucking old Gemana. Manipulated us into this position. Manipulation, trickery. Well, but they succeeded. So I think that sometime on the road, Lestara notices there is that her pack is heavy because she is in a terrible mood, but doesn't quite realizes why it is so heavy until till they sit down and have a bit of food, nibble on some rations. And she finds a package from her old master. Is there a good table here? Oh. Let's see. Does the Delve Arcos have anything that would be appropriate? No. I think it's actually just it is the bark from the old tree, and this brings this lightens our mood. So let's create a new page and call this Journey to New Master. So let's, at first we need to wrap up these the last things from last session. So endure stress. Made abandon bow move -2 spirit, and then the next roll was endure stress, miss, mood is bad, sulky, etc. Test bond opportunity. Master secretly were pleased. Is plotting and trigger has paid off. He put some things in Lestara's bag. +1 spirit, plus so in the source bag that brightened her mood. So +2 momentum, +1 spirit, rune bark. So then I think we are ready to really begin the journey. We however have started the journey. So let's mark that. Journey to New Master. Make a journey. Weak hit. The roads, if they can be called that, are mud. Mud, mud, mud. Horrible going. Oh, why did I do these? 250 SU. So, how does it look for us? Our health is crappy. We are at the brink of death. Mood is somewhat. We have a bit of supply. After heading out from Wolfhaven for a bit, traveling for that day, the two they make camp that evening. And this day, old Lestara has been thinking about this getting away. Despite the master being so thoughtful and apparently pleased, he still thinks he's a big ass dick. Or a horrible person that he is happy to have gotten away from. But she doesn't really know where to go. He could be. He after all did. But he did dump her on another master, some other mystic, who we so far hasn't figured anything out from. And that is one goal. But should she drag Basira there? These things they have been weighing her on the latter part of the afternoon. As they make camp, they realize they have to discuss it. But they are making camp, gathering firewoods and so on. They don't fear bandits really. Let's take a look at the truce. All communities, trade caravans, leaders. Our leaders are generally squabbling morons, warbands. We don't fear bandits. I think we are too few for banditry to really be a thing. Well, at least banditry out in the poor outback. The caravans, sure, they may pose an opportunity, but they are relatively well guarded. And with pretty much every standing having their own milita, it's hard for bandits to find fertile ground. But what we do fear, on the other hand, beasts. Beasts roam the Iron Lands. So we light a fire to make sure to keep the beasts away. So, how does it look to make a camp? When resting will camp for several hours in the wild? Yes, we do. Roll supply. Supply is +2. And it's a miss, of course. I think that the two of us, we debate a fair bit. We don't. We may we may almost start fighting, and it doesn't. It is. We don't really pay. We don't really forage anything. We don't. We just eat what we have. We're too busy with other things. So, and then we sleep a bit restlessly. However, we don't take any comfort in this, so we have to pay the price. Or here. So make camp. Pay the price. Make the most obvious native outcome happen, and we should roll on following table. Yeah, let's roll on that pay the price table. What is 71? Yeah, it is stressful. Let's keep it at that. So we lose the spirit. And now we have to make it and your stress move with heart. Good strong hit. And we embrace the darkness. +1 momentum. So what did we do? We made camp that evening. Make camp. Miss. The two don't get much rest, nor any time for foraging as they debate where to go next. Rest is sleepless but Lestara wakes up determined. And then we had a side move. Endure stress. Strong hit. +1 momentum. So the next morning the next morning Lestara is awake earlier. She tells Basira that she enjoys her company, but with everything that has been going on, that she feels she has to find answers. And that she will she feel it's necessary that she travels to this master, this mystic world master gave her to. Let's see how Basira takes this choice. When you attempt to persuade something to do something, envision your approach and roll. With heart. I'm going to do this. I would love for you to come along, but in the end I have to do it. So compel with heart. Since we have a bond, add +1. It's a weak hit at least. On a weak hit, as above. As above, they'll do what you want to share what they know. Take +1 momentum. Thank you. If you use this exchange to get information, no, we didn't. But they ask something of us in return and vision what they want. So, have we ever determined what Basira's rates are? We haven't. So, let's roll those. Oracles. Character descriptors. Yes. So, let's roll 2 of these. Religious and affectionate. Oh, this is great. And since I want 3, since both of those are good, we're rolling once again. Sociable, affectionate, religious. Yes. Let's add those to Basira. Religious, affectionate, sociable. We'll see. Basira simply doesn't want to be Lestara's +1. She wants a bit for greater purpose. She wants to flourish in her own right. Perhaps find she wants there to be more people in their life than just her and Lestara. Compel, weak hit. The next morning, Lestara tells Basira she will go to the other mystic. Basira will join, but on the condition it won't just be the 2 of them. And we got +1 momentum. So let's have a look at this journey. Yeah, it's dangerous. The first part have already been tagged in. Lestara says this, that she will know. She swears that when we get to this mystic, there will be more than just the two of us. I almost think that this is two vows. One vow is to travel to the mystic. No, that's a journey. The vow is to build up a community of wandering people. I think this is a formidable vow. I will make sure there are more than just the two of us. So, what I imagine here is that whenever we get someone else to travel with us, perhaps when we bond with someone else and take them with us on our journey, we mark progress on it. And when we fulfill it, Basira is happy with the community we have built up. So then we set off again, onwards to the new master. So, undertake a journey. And it's widths as usual. No modifier because we aren't setting out from anywhere. It's a week. We reach a waypoint, mark progress. It's dangerous. It's 2. But we suffer 1 supply. And so we continue onwards. I think we are leaving these small roads, these small paths that run between these outlying villages such as Wolfhaven, Greenstone, and we are starting to find more. We have found the main road. After all, there are these large caravans going across the land. Great mammoths pulling great carts. A small armed band guarding the treasures they have. And we have reached one of these roads they take. The roads are basically the paths. It's basically where they walk, where they travel, and these roads, they aren't really planned or anything like that. It's the caravans need to go from A to B, and they use that path. And so a road has been trampled along that. Yeah, this of course greatly. Yeah, this makes Basira enthusiastic. She gets she can get see a mammoth. She will meet lots of other people, and for the first time since she rescued her, Basira is happy. But it's been a while since the caravan passed, and they are running low on supply. Perhaps there is something in one of the old camps, at one of the old campsites the caravan used. Heading a bit further along the direction the caravan was traveling in, it doesn't take long before they find a camp that the caravans used, and we start to scavenge. Modifier. It's a miss. Obviously, there are others. There are someone else that is around that are scavenging around here. I don't quite know who yet. So, compel, undertake journey, resupply. Undertake a journey, rekit. The two have made their way from the small paths between the rural villages and have found a caravan road. They continue in the direction the last caravan went. Resupply. Miss. Foraging and scavenging an old caravan camp didn't go as expected. So what happens here? Should we roll on the theme? But is there any nice there? No. Go back to action. Let's roll on the action table. Defeat. as we scavenge in among the remains, Basira then at one point yells out that she found someone and they are breeding. I actually think it's someone that neither of us are really familiar with. I think it's an outcast from one of the major settlements that have been thrown out of it and left to wander the left to wander the havens until they, well, die. We find an outcast from one of the nearby towns, defeated by the elements that cling to life. And we did promise Basira to build up a small, that there would be more than just the two of us. So Lestara and Basira, they will do what they can to begin to care for this person. And heal him or her. It's probably him. So when you treat an injury or ailment, roll plus wits. And this is something that Basira would be able to help us with, since she is a herder caretaker. So we're going to roll heal with +1. And it's a weak hit. Minus supply or minus supply. I do not want to get out of supply. Period. So we suffer -1 momentum. And your care is helpful if your ally under your care have the wounded condition. They may clear it, then take or give up, or take or give up to 2 health. So we heal the outcast. I don't think it's as much binding of wounds and such, but more giving them warmth, pitching our tent, making sure that they have some warm blankets to warm themselves under, some that we get the campfire going and so on. More that kind of healing, get them fluids. And I think that it takes quite a bit into the next day, and this slows us down a fair amount. Lestara is also anxious to get going further, to not barely, but she did promise Basira this. The outcast is slowly tended back to health under warm blankets. Lestara is anxious to get going, but she did promise Basira this. So mid-afternoon the next day, the person starts to become lucid again, to regain consciousness enough to be able to communicate with us. They are surprised, they are a bit frightened until we do calm them down and tell them that they for now are sleeping under warm blankets, and that the cold will be kept at bay. So who is this guy? We need a name. Chandra, let's call him Shander. NPCs. Let's bring up this. Let's bring up the NPCs. Person's bonded. Oh, we haven't bonded with Basira. Nice. Gender outcast from settlement name. Quick settlement name from Wolfbarrow. Interesting. And this guy is generous, quirky, powerful. An interesting individual. Generous, quirky, powerful. I think that Chandler was cast out because he had managed to amass power. Amassing power is skillful. However, they did have a few quirks, generosity being one of them, and I think that they have made themselves an enemy in Wolfbarrow by calling out someone perhaps more powerful, of not being generous, of being of hoarding their wealth, and so the rival called Chandra out. And it became a duel, and Chandra lost the duel and accepted exile instead of being cut down on the spot. And this was a couple of weeks ago. He hadn't been out here long before the snowstorm hit. Poor Shander. After insulting her fellow wealthy individual, calling out their lack of generosity, a duel was called for. Shander lost and chose exile over death on the spot. So then we know where he comes from. And we talk a bit about where we are going, and so we are after all, and he agrees to follow along. So we are reaching a milestone on this quest. Was the formidable? Yeah, so we're going to mark 1 progress. Because now there are 3 of us. Reach a milestone. Not just 2 of us. Shander joins. Shander is worse equipped than we are, but such is life. While there aren't much to salvage or forage in the camp, that we already tried. However, we are making camp here a few days actually. I think there's something Basira can help with. She shepherd. They often make camp out on the pastures. Oh my god. Pay the price. What is it this time? Stressful? No. 67. Fucking Shander. Does he shank us in the night and try to make up with our baubles? Yes. make camp, miss during the next night. Shander shanks me when shanks Lestara when she discovers him rummaging through our bags looking for valuables. So wind your harm. If your health is 0, we suffer minus momentum. Imagine it's a shiv or something like that. So -1 momentum. And roll hell for iron. Not only it's a miss, but it's a complication. So if you are at 0 health on a miss, you also we suffer -1 momentum. And then if you're at 0 health, you mark we are going to roll on that table. Of course we are. And your harm, yes. And since it's a complication, I'm going to roll twice and take the worst. So you're unconscious and out of action. We come back to our senses in an hour or 2. If you're vulnerable to foe not inclined to show mercy, Shander shanks and runs away. But a few hours later we wake up. And your harm, complication, loss of more blood, takes Lestara out of commission for a few hours. No breaks, not a single time. Wait, before we press on further, in the new supplement, Delve, there is a new failure track. Failure. When you make a move and score miss, mark a tick on your failure track. If you score a miss when making progress move, mark 2 ticks. So we are going to create a new Progress track. Failures. It's epic, and then... So, how many misses do we have today so far? Endure stress 1. Make camp 2. Resupply 3. Make camp 4. Endure harm complication. Let's count that as 2. Then we are up to 6. 1, 2. When you make moves go miss, mark a tick on your failure track. If it's go miss and we're making progress move, mark 2. And then learn from failures. When you spend time reflecting on your hardships and missteps and your failure tracks plus 6 or greater, roll your challenge down, compare your progress. Momentum is ignored. On a strong hit, you commit to making drastic change, take 3 experience, nice. In clear progress, then choose 1. On a weak hit, takes 2. On a miss, take 1. Yeah. Seriously. It's all bad for them. But through the failure track, we can learn from it. And I'm going to swear a new vow. I will fucking shank Shander. He's just a troublesome one. Once we find him, he's a pushover. Basira agrees. After all, we gave him aid, and how did he repay it? By shanking Lestara. Stab, stab. Fucking typical. However, before we set off the next day, Lestara is going to call the crows. When you secure an advantage, ready yourself for a ritual, envision how you prepare. Then add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. So, Lestara makes blood cakes out of her own blood. And she's going to use this to call the crows. So, secure an advantage. With expertise, insight, or observation, it is. And this asset told us to add +1. And this is not something that Basira can help us with. And then we have +1. Weak hit. So we take +1 momentum. And we take +1 momentum on a hit as well. Great. It is going up. When you summon a flock of crows and ask a single question, roll +wits. On a strong hit, you interpret their calls as a helpful omen. Envision their response and take +1 momentum. She is going to ask the crows. Can we reach the caravan before our pack is empty? Or perhaps... Yeah, that is the question. We're going to roll plus wits. What else did we get from secure and advantage? Yeah, we just took momentum. So, wits, no modifier. Finally, some good, something good. Assets. When you summon a flock of crows and ask a single question, roll plus wits. On a strong hit, you interpret their calls as a helpful omen. Envision their response. They tell us yes, if we take the road over the hills. So, character sheet plus 2 momentum. Boom, boom. Ritual. Ogre. Will we... No, can we catch up to the caravan with our meager supplies? Lestara begins by making blood patties for the crows. Let's secure advantage. Weak hit. Lestara makes blood patties of her own blood to the crows. Strong hit. If you cross over the hills. So I imagine the caravan, they are taking the long way around here. Their mammoths and carts cannot cross over the hills, but me and Basira, we can. This also a bit builds up the fiction that we are soon at them. That the hit on the Undertaker journey will get us there. Let's see here. Undertaker journey. On a weak hit, you reach a waypoint and mark progress but suffer supply. We have one supply. So if we get a weak hit, our supply is over, but we crossed over the hills. But we'll reach them. So we are undertaking a journey crossing over the hills. Wits. No modifier. So we're going to mark progress, and we don't use up our last supply. So a day goes. We travel a day up into the hills. We find a little bit to extend our meager supplies. Perhaps catch a rabbit or two. And then we head down the hills. And in the distance, well, we wouldn't really see a dust cloud as it is after all that wet, so. But I think we feel it before we see it. Yeah, the soft reverberations from the mammoths. And then we cross another ridge, and then there in front of us is a big ass caravan. Probably 3 mammoths. No, 4 mammoths. 3 of them are dragging a cart. The 4th one is having a rest day. There are about 10 armed men. Spear, shield, probably a dagger as well. The mammoth riders, they are equipped with bows, and so there are about 8 people with bows as well. This is a small warband. You don't take this caravan without losses. And so we come down from the hills. Wave to the caravan masters. We hold out our hands, show that we aren't reaching for any weapons, to signal to them that we are here not and we are here and we are not going to cause any trouble. We are travelers just as you. So when we get closer, the bows that were raised, they're lowered, but they aren't really put away quite yet. Let's see who the caravan master is, because I think that this is someone we may stumble upon more times. What is Varu? Varu are werewolves or wolf worshippers. Yeah, and I think the caravan master somehow either have taken up a bit of their persona to be a bit more ferocious, or can trace some of their lineage to them. Let's roll their name. Yarek.